Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Maximizing Your Digital Presence webinar series presented by Curve and Easton International. Today, we are going through part two, expanding customer reach with social media. I'm going to go ahead and minimize my video feed so you guys can see the full presentation.
I'll give you a quick recap about me if you missed yesterday's presentation. I work for Easton International. We're a national sales agency working in the industry for over 30 years. I work with our marketing, press, and PR, getting the brands that you stock in your stores seen in the media. I also have an editorial background and experience with online magazines and their social media, which means I can give all of that knowledge back to you.
I referenced this same Shopify study in yesterday's webinar, but I want to pull it up again just to reiterate these few things. 83% of buyers are making a purchase online during the pandemic. They're also shopping locally and craving those virtual experiences. And where do they have these virtual experiences, you may ask? Where are they discovering these places to shop local? On social media, of course. Here's a graph from Statista. They polled adults in the US during the COVID pandemic. This was published in June of 2020. Here you can tell that Facebook is the most used platform, with 78.1% of adults in the US using it since March, followed by Instagram, Twitter, and then Pinterest. However, globally, users are spending an average of 144 minutes on social media. That's a lot of time, guys. Facebook does have the highest revenue of all social media overall. But in the US, we are the biggest country for Instagram. We are Instagram crazy. There are 500 million daily active users on Instagram stories. And North America is the region with the highest active social media usage. So, yes, social media is very important, and your customers are on social media constantly. And it's a great place for you to reach new customers and engage your current customers to keep them coming back for more. So, how do you respond to all of this information now that you know we're Instagram crazy? We know that there's a current increase of online shopping and social media usage. This is going to continue through the next several years. It's not just the next 6 months. Websites and social media have been an untapped asset. Whether you were just starting your website or didn't really use it as your main point of selling, when all of the stores were closed during COVID, websites and social media really came to the rescue and helped make some of those sales. We know that many of you are managing these digital assets with reduced staff and support, and it's our goal to give you as many tips and tools as we can. We want to help you continue the success and operation of your digital platforms that really came to life during the pandemic. I promise you don't need to become a Kardashian overnight to succeed on social media. We want to help you set up your social media strategy so that you're reaching your immediate community and neighborhood. This is really your customer base. And engaging with them can really help you drive sales and performance on your website. I just want to recap part one of our web series for anyone who missed it. We discussed optimizing your website to boost sales. The full presentations are available from Curve to watch and download, but setting up a good online store is the foundation for your social media. So I want to make sure that you have this information. We'll be taking some elements from an ideally created site to create social media posts. After all, the point of all this is to really get people interested in you, your store, and products to make that sale. Yesterday, we went over setup of your site, images, copy, email capture, and the overall experience. Here's an overview of what we're going to talk about today. We're getting into the nitty-gritty of social media. We'll cover Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, and Twitter. I will give you some checklists for each of those platforms, as well as some next steps. Are you ready? Here we go. Social media does not have to be something that you generate entirely new content for. You can take what's already on your site and repurpose it for your social media. So identify what those top selling products are or the products that you want to promote and go get images and copy for those products. Remember, most of social media is all visual, and that's how we process information and what really grabs your customer and pulls them in. So make sure to get great lifestyle images. Ask your brands for these if you don't have them or don't have time to create them for yourself. And this is what you're going to use for your social media. So I'm going to use this gorgeous photo of Dita Von Teese as an example throughout the presentation. I'm going to use this same photo and same caption for everything to show you how you can save time and post to everything at once instead of generating all of this new content. I'm going to start with Instagram because as we learned previously, the US is Instagram crazy. First of all, make sure you're set up as a business account. This gives you more analytics for you to really learn about your audience. You can click the switch to professional account in your profile settings to get this all set up. Then make sure your profile is as complete as you can possibly make it. Your city or address, a little bio about your store, your hours, profile photo, and a link to your website. We're going to talk more about this link in the next slide, so bear with me. But you also need to follow some accounts and hashtags. Go to the search tab and browse around for some brands, maybe local businesses, people that are by you, designers you like, and follow them. They will get a notification you followed them, and this will prompt them to look at your page. Same goes for hashtags. Go to that same search bar, which you can get to by that little magnifying glass. Hit the tags tab at the top and search for hashtags. Now, these are industry specific, so you can search for lingerie, bridal lingerie, stuff like that, and start following those tags. This is an important step because you need to interact with the community so that when you post, there are actually people and accounts there to see your post. And that final super important thing is a link to your website in your profile or bio. This is what's going to drive people back to your website to make those purchases or get them at least interested in making a purchase with you. The easiest way to do this is just put your website in your bio so that people can see that on your page and start shopping directly from you. Instagram is set up so you can only put one link there. But if you want to go a little bit further, this is a very easy option to get more links in there. You sign up for a Linktree account. It lets you put in several links. I'd say keep it around to as many as fit in a phone screen because that's where most people are looking at this. It's about 5 to 7 titles depending how long your titles are. This means you can link to your website, you can link to your blog, you can link to all your other social medias and to any press that you've recently gotten. The example here is from the Easton International Instagram. You can see here we have a link to our own website. We have a link to the Curve Digital Expo, of course, and then we also have a link to the Evolution Digital Catalog. Appropriate imagery on social media. Several accounts wrote in asking about this, and I'm so grateful you did so that I can address it today. This is a direct quote from Instagram on their policy and appropriate imagery. We don't allow nudity on Instagram, with some exceptions like photos of post-mastectomy scarring and women actively breastfeeding. Nudity in photos of paintings and sculptures is okay too. So if you have nudity in sculptures and paintings, you're fine. But how do you really get around this? You can go back to Instagram or Facebook, whatever you're on, and file a claim. And then sometimes if you win, they put your image back up. However, in lieu of having a painting or a sculpture commissioned, lay flats are a really great option. It's where the product is just laid out flat with some nice background and some props stuck with it. This is a picture of the Gossard Glossies. If you've ever seen this bra in person, it's like the sheerest sheer thing there is. And it's really hard for us to use it for some accounts. You can also try images like the one at the top right. This is still Gossard, but she has a skirt on, so she's more covered up. It's more of an outfit and style thing than Instagram seeing all this nudity. So to easily create things like this, where somebody is mostly dressed, you can put a sweater on top and just show the panties, or put a skirt or pants on the bottom and just show the top. As everything becomes more digital, brands too are adjusting to this new landscape and they're creating new assets to help their stores sell their product better. So ask your reps, tell them to push the brands for images like this. Gossard really put a ton of effort into their imagery for the spring summer 21 season, and there are a lot of social media friendly images in there. So this is a great example of something to use to ask your brands for and to use on your social media. Okay, so you're ready to post on Instagram. You see I've got my picture here. It's appropriate. She's got a jacket on. Nothing is sheer. You can copy and paste description from your website straight onto here. We'll talk about hashtags in the next slide, so stay tuned for that. You can also add a location. This helps people in your area discover you, so you definitely want to turn that on. Also, you can post to other social media at the same time that you're posting to your Instagram. You can do Facebook and Twitter all in the same post. So just make sure you turn those toggle buttons so they turn blue next to the appropriate social media platform that you want to post to. It's a great way to seamlessly post to everything. Also, make sure you're tagging brands in the caption. Not only does this give the customer an opportunity to click on that and learn a lot more, it also helps notify the brand or the account that you're posting about them, which can allow them to come and comment on your page or share this in their stories, which increases the amount of people who are seeing your post. And the more the Instagram algorithm sees that people are interacting with your post, the more it pushes it onto other people's feeds. You also want to put a call to action or a question in here. I didn't do that just for space, so you can't see it, but it's a great way to make sure that people are commenting and engaging with your post. Tell them to click the link in your bio to shop this collection, or maybe ask them what color they'd like to see if this were recolored in something else, or maybe ask them what their favorite lingerie style is. Anything that gets them to answer. The more interactions, likes, and comments, the more people save this, the more the algorithm is going to say, hey, this is a good post. More people should see it. And you got to make sure you're using those hashtags. Go back to that magnifying glass to get you to the search bar and type in something that's related to your post. Instagram will generate the results for you. So you can type in a brand name, a lingerie term, a seasonal term, any kind of occasion like wedding, and it will generate suggestions for you. Check the number of posts for each hashtag. For example, the first one is Dita Von Teese. It's got 226,000 posts. Great. The Dita Von Teese show on the bottom there only has 540 posts. That may not be the place for you, as a smaller number of people are going to discover it. You normally want to use something with higher numbers. If you really want to amp up your hashtag usage, you can have additional tools like all hashtag and top hashtag. These give you suggestions and analyzations of those suggestions for you to use on your Instagram. As I mentioned before, it's important to tag accounts so they see it. That was tagging in the caption, and now we're going to tag the photo itself. Tagging the photo still allows people to see your post, but it's a bit more hidden because the user actually has to click on the post to see these appear. So here I've tagged Dita Von Teese herself, I've tagged the brand, I've also tagged Easton International. If you want to tag your rep so that they're seeing your posts and they can share as well, that's another way to get your post in front of more people. If you remember from our first study, 500 million people are active on social media stories daily. That means this is a super important way to get your content noticed. Stories push your content to the front of your followers' feeds. If you see those little bubbles on the very top of your Instagram feed with people's profiles, this is Instagram stories. All you have to do is click the little arrow and share this post into your stories. Remember to tag the brand and anybody else as well. You can see I even made this video. There are sparkly stars by her. You can share the exact same content, but you can also and should share other content in your stories. Stories are great because they don't have to be picture perfect all the time. It's just a it's just a way to show your daily life and what's happening on in your store. So you can be putting things on the rack, putting things on a hanger, showing off your favorite styles. Anything is up for grabs. Stories also disappear within 24 hours. So don't be super picky about what you put there. A lot of things are up for grabs. So after stories, you should work on engaging with your audience. Comment on posts from people that you follow. Asking them questions is a great way to make sure that they respond. You can also comment on posts from the tags that you picked out to follow in the beginning of this seminar. It's a great way for new people to discover you. And because their industry shows in hashtags, you know that it's going to be something that they're already interested in because they're following the exact same thing. Also, comment or put questions on posts from the hashtag you used in your own post. So if Dita Von Teese lingerie was the hashtag I used in my post, I should go to that and see who else is posting with that same hashtag. You know they already like this topic and will most likely be a great addition to your following. This will also help you grow followers and boost engagement. For example, if you comment on somebody's wedding photo and you say, "Thanks so much for coming to buy your wedding lingerie with us. You look beautiful." If I'm a friend of that person, I see your comment and think, "Oh, I need to go buy lingerie," or "I need to buy lingerie for a friend." And that's when I start clicking on you and become interested in you. So other people are seeing your engagement and come to you for that. Remember, be genuine. Don't say anything you normally wouldn't say. Be interested, be human, show vulnerability, show passion, showcase your inner beauty. People really notice this. They notice when things seem stale or fake. As long as you're being genuine to you and your store personality, people will really notice and connect with that. I know Instagram has this reputation for being visual only and perfect bodies and perfect people, but people really notice the human aspects of all of this. They know what rough days are like. They know what it's like to get sick. They know what it's like to lose their job. Support them, really be friends with them, be genuine in your interactions, and that's what'll make lasting contacts and followers for your profile. If you're thinking, I'd really like to sit down and do all of my social media once a month, plan it, and be done with it, that's where you need an automatic posting system. It lets you schedule everything out. You can do Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, all the stuff in one place. You write it all out, choose your tags, say yes, go here, here, and here. Click those toggle buttons to go to all your social medias. And you can consolidate comments so that you're responding to people and getting back to those customers' questions. The picture here is from Planoly. That's what I use. You can see my picture there with my caption and my hashtags. If you look behind it, you can see I've also planned out my grid for a while, so I know what my Instagram feed is going to look like. Post Schedule, Hootsuite, and Buffer are also really great platforms to use. So check those out, and they will help you plan and schedule ahead of time and save you some in the moment time. So you don't have to sit down every day and go, oh my gosh, what am I going to post? So let's recap. For Instagram, you're going to get your business account. You're going to fill out your profile completely with all of your information and links. You're going to follow accounts and hashtags. You're going to have a caption with a specific call to action or question. and those hashtags. Add the location and make sure you're posting to other social media. You can do this automatically. Tag accounts in the caption as well as the photo, and comment and like posts from other accounts and hashtags. Moving on to Pinterest. Pinterest is the fourth most popular social media platform in the United States, does rank ahead of Twitter. Approximately 28% of US adults have a Pinterest account. I know that seems low, but think about it in this way. That's more than one in every four people, and one in two if we're talking about millennials. So, yes, Pinterest is definitely an important account to have. Just like Instagram, you need to set up your profile to be as complete as possible and make sure that you're following other accounts. You can start with other brands, customers if you know them, any businesses in your area, as well as blogs that may have lingerie or lifestyle content that you like. Before you post anything, you need to create your boards. All of the content that you put on Pinterest has to go somewhere categorically. Images, or pins as they are called on Pinterest, can be images or some kind of graphic. Pinterest is going to ask you to choose a board for your pins, so you need to create these before you start pinning. Basically, these are just like the categories you would have on your website. So you can go by brands or by topic, as you see here. I've got 3 brands and a sustainable board. This is another platform that can really reflect your store and your site aesthetic. So it should really look and feel like you. Now, to save your time and energy, you use that exact same photo and the same caption from my Instagram post. You can see all the details in the example here. I'll talk about specific hashtags in the next slide. So for now, just make sure you're choosing a board to save this to. You can see in the top right hand corner, this is going to be saved to my D. Devonte's board, but you can post to multiple boards. So this would also be great for a bridal board or maybe boudoir photo shoot inspiration board, as many as you want. While you can use the same hashtags from your other social media posts for your caption, you'll really get the best results from specifically tailoring them to Pinterest specific topics. If you go to the very top search bar and type in a word or a phrase, Pinterest will populate these categories for you. So you'll take this term that you typed in, plus one of the terms that you see in these little bubbles on the top here, and put them together. So if Diavantis is my term that I typed in, and I see style is the second bubble here, and they are rated from in priority from left to right. So I'm going to put Diavantis style, put it all together, and that is my hashtag. So congratulations, you've posted. What do you do afterwards? Make sure to look at your local businesses around you to support them as well. You can ask that they do the same for you and repost their pins as well. You can look at any similar posts from blogs that we mentioned. You can also share and send these to other social medias. So if I click on this arrow right here in the blue circle, I can send this pin to Facebook and Twitter. Again, another feature that's just going to save you some time in posting to all of these different places. If you're really looking to amplify your Pinterest strategy or save yourself even more time and want to plan out your pins beforehand, you can use some of these automatic posting platforms. Tailwind is a great platform. This is what I use. You can email me, there's my email there, if you want to try this free for a month. It's really made a difference in my personal blog and I can see the results. Hootsuite and Planoly are also great ones. And remember, a lot of these do more than one platform at once, so they're really great time savers. So going through our checklist, make sure you have that business account. You have completely filled out your profile. You're following accounts that are pertinent to you. You've created your boards. You've pinned an image with the copy and those keywords. You're also reposting local businesses to create a good sense of community, as well as any blogs or brands that you interact with. You can also look at similar posts, see what they're doing and why they're popular. You can share and send these to other social media, and you can check into advanced posting and promotion platforms. Moving on to Facebook. If you recognize this list, you should know the drill by now. We are on our third social media platform, but here it is again because it is very important. You'll see it one more time when we talk about Twitter. Just to make sure your business account is all set up, you've completely filled out your profile, and you are following brands, customers, or area businesses that are relevant to you. If you remember when we were talking about Instagram, there is an option to auto post to Facebook. This is what I normally do. It posts in both places at once and you're done. Just remember to check any tagged account names. Sometimes they do change from platform to platform. And if you want to write all this up ahead of time, you can auto schedule your Facebook posts and find the right time to post on platforms like Hootsuite and CoSchedule. Remember to tag those brands or maybe models. Just remember to check the name. Once you hit the and sign and the first few letters, it'll populate suggestions for you. You can use the same hashtags here that you used on Instagram. Both platforms are fully integrated with each other and share a lot of the same data. So you can save yourself some time here and just copy and paste it over. Make sure to also add that location so that people in your area can find you. And after you post, similarly to the other platforms, you want to engage with other people in your community. Comment or like their posts. You can do this on local businesses, on blogs, on brands. Similar to the other platforms, you want to engage with your community. So comment or like posts from local businesses or even blogs or with brands. Can even repost something that they have shared if it's applicable to you. You can also invite people to like your page. If you see these icons, this little thumbs up and heart on any of your posts, just click those and it will show you a list of people who liked or hearted your post. You can then invite them to like your page, which means more followers for you, but also tells the Facebook algorithm to push your posts onto those people's feeds more often. And here's that super handy Facebook checklist. Make sure you've got a business account, that profile set up, you're following accounts. You've set up auto post from either another social media platform or from a special auto posting platform. Tag brands, use those hashtags, comment like posts from other accounts or repost if it's applicable, and invite people to like your page. And Twitter, this is our final platform we'll discuss today. It does rank lower in usage and revenue than the other platforms, but it's still incredibly popular and can be a great way to attract new customers and engage current customers. So, if you haven't got this memorized yet, here's your final chance before you post. Make sure you've got that business account, your profile is complete, and you're following other accounts. As we've noted before, you can auto post when you're posting to Instagram. Just make sure that that button next to Twitter is toggled so that it's blue. And check those account names again, just in case they've changed. You can use your previous hashtags from Instagram and Facebook, but Twitter does operate a bit differently. You can search Twitter hashtags and recommendations directly in the search bar or use a platform like Hashtagify to find the best hashtags for you. And I've tagged Dita Von Teese in the brand. And then once you click tweet, it'll post and go live. The great thing about Twitter is that it doesn't always need to be a huge paragraph or a beautiful lifestyle image. You can just put, got new Dita Von Teese styles in today. Check out our website to see what they are.
Remember, the whole reason you're doing all of this work on your social media is to engage with customers and send them to your website. And with the optimizations from yesterday's webinar, your site is now primed and ready to make that sale.
And to make sure that you haven't forgotten anything, here is your checklist. You've got that business account, your profile's all set up, you are following the right people. You can post from other social media or post directly, up to you. You've checked the tagged name accounts. You've searched for the right hashtags and you're using those. And you're engaging with other people and reposting. That's it. You're a social media expert now. How does it feel? Now that you have all of this lovely social media knowledge, it's time to take a look at your own platforms. Start with one or two platforms, depending on maybe what you feel most comfortable with or where you feel like it needs the most work to really focus on and perfect. If you're not sure where to start, definitely go with the top two, like Instagram or Facebook. If you feel like you're doing well on Instagram, start taking a look at Pinterest. Keep this presentation handy. Carp will send you a copy so you can use it and those checklists as you go along and make those updates. Remember, you don't have to do everything at once, so please don't stress. But starting to make these small changes is really going to make a difference. And remember, you are not alone in this. No matter where you are in the process of making all of these updates, we really want to support you by offering a free social media assessment from our team at Easton International. This presentation gives you a great overview of everything, but with this assessment, our entire team will take a look at the platform of your choice and make personalized recommendations. It's just a part of our commitment to you and our partnership with you. We really want you to succeed in this new digital way of doing things. My contact information is below. Just send me an email if you would like this social media assessment, that free Tailwind trial, or if you have any questions about anything you saw on the presentation today or something I left out. You guys sent in a lot of great topics and questions for me, and I tried to include everything in the presentation, but I know I left a few out. So please get in touch with me and we'll start a conversation and help you out. And on behalf of the Easton team, I want to say thank you for joining us for this webinar. I hope you've learned a few tips and strategies today that will really take your social media to the next level. I'm really excited to see how everyone will put this into practice. Thanks so much.